how do you look at like the control issue? Is it impossible to control it for any, like I'm thinking about government or big corporation to at some point with the right incentives to gain enough of it, or somehow gain control over controlling it, right?
Sure, it's a great question.
And then you're digitally, you can control people's destiny in a way. So
great question. When it was in its infancy stage, yes. When it was only a few $100 million or a few $1 billion in market cap, then another country could come in, or a big corporation could come in and recreate all of the blocks by exhausting all the market cap that the Bitcoin is at. So they would have to spend $2 billion at the time and recreate their own chain, and then they would do it's called a 51% attack. Then this would take over the network. But as the network has grown, now it's in hundreds of millions. At one point, it reached $1 trillion. You have to put in that much money just to try to recreate it. And by the time that we're seeing on chain, that you can see what's happening, it's all clear, it's all transparent. We can see what's happening. That none of the nodes would move over there, and it's more advantageous, and the incentives are in line. Instead of trying to hack the system, it'd be better to infuse $300 billion into it and let the price run up all the way up to $1 million. So but like the Bitcoin community studies this very hard. What are the attack vectors? And if we regulate too hard in the States, we're going to move innovation out of the States, and we don't want to do that. And then there's so much to unpack here, and I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I think like another thing is if they could associate Bitcoin with how it, in the beginning, when it was for Mount Gox and Silk Road, when they associate it with like drugs and crime, if you could associate like Bitcoin with something that all of humanity agrees with, like let's take something very terrible, human trafficking, which I spent a lot of my life on, or child pornography. If they could somehow attach that could really set back Bitcoin back. But it's gained so much traction. I don't think even if the off ramps and the on ramps, so you have to put money into a bank to get it onto the exchange. You've got to be able to take your Bitcoin, and at some point, if you want to sell it, the off ramps into a bank and a centralized institution. So there could be some friction there. But most of us use cold storage and take Bitcoin offline and are self-sovereign. So it's still early days. But it's just a steamrolling thing. The hash rates increasing, user rates increasing, adoption rates increasing, even though the price is the lowest it is in 2 years. All of the fundamentals, if you look at it, are stronger than they've ever been. So it's just the macro picture. You look at stocks, you look at Netflix, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, they're all down 50%. Here we are, 75%. We're a new asset, and we're furthest out in the risk curve. So of course we're going to be the first one to sell off, and we'll also be one of the first ones during a raging bull market to rise. So that's trying to keep it in 5 minutes.
That's interesting. Maybe we can talk another time about
anytime.
Bitcoin alone. Cool.
Anytime.